Cruise news time. Well, we got exciting news for social media mavens, remote workers, and people that just like to watch their dogs on the camera while they're on the cruise ship. I know there's a few of you out there. Exciting news, Starlink. Boo! Starlink. I don't know what the official sound for Starlink is, has been spotted on a cruise ship. That's something we got to dissect. And then also, we've got another cruise line announcing that they'll be fully implemented with Starlink by the end of October. What? Yeah, exactly. Also, we got to talk about Carnival Cruise Line continues to crack down on people doing the wrong thing, and this time they're taking a swing at a big group of ne'er-do-wells. Wait till you hear what's going on there. And then, look, do you like to eat with strangers? I got a strong opinion on eating with strangers. I got to talk about that and a lot more. It's cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for Wednesday, October the 12th, 2022. There's a lot to talk about today. Let's just go ahead and talk about some cruise news. Cruise news story number one, the cruise line Hurtigruten, a Norwegian cruise line with expedition ships and ferries and those kind of things. They've announced that they will be rolling out Starlink to all of its vessels, completing the installation and implementation by the end of this month. Now, this comes on the heels of the announcement just a little over a month ago, Royal Caribbean announcing that it would be rolling out Starlink. Hurtigruten, they're bragging a little bit. They're trying to say, oh, it's on all of our ships. They don't have as many ships as Royal Caribbean, but all right, we'll give them some props. Hurtigruten, I haven't had the chance to cruise. Of course, it's over there in Norway, but they also do expedition cruises to different parts of the world. I'm excited. I don't care what the cruise line is and who's first. I'm just excited that Starlink is coming to another cruise line. And somebody sent me a picture in our Facebook group, so you guys have to do some sleuthing for me. I don't know the person, but I don't have any reason to distrust what they're saying. They're saying that they're on the Carnival Panorama, and they're seeing these Starlink boxes that say a Panorama POC. And IT POC means proof of concept. And so I just have these two pictures. Is this the Carnival Panorama? I don't have any reason to believe that it's not. But yeah, maybe Starlink on a Carnival cruise ship? What? Gosh, I'm excited. Look, this is the one piece. I'm struggling in my life with a huge decision right now, whether or not to go on to my next piece of education. There's a program that I started that I jumped out of because I wanted to build this YouTube business, and now I have the opportunity to jump back into the program, but the thing that's holding me back is a concern that I will not have reliable internet. And so selfishly, I want to do this thing, but I don't want to stop traveling, and so I'm hoping that this is a cool convergence where the technology is going to allow me to do my thing. We all have our whys. That's exciting. Are you excited about faster internet on a cruise ship? I know a lot of people don't care, but if you do, let's all celebrate together. Raise the roof. I almost forgot this cool programming note. Man, it has been a minute since I've had a conversation on the internet with my friend Don Terrace from Don's Family Vacations. Well, it's happening tonight. It's happening tonight over on his YouTube channel, Don's Family Vacations. I hope you guys are subscribed up over there, but I will be talking to him at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be talking about all things cruising. So pop in over there, ask your cruising questions, and yeah, it's going to be good to talk to Don. It feels like a really long time. So let's get caught up with Don. Come over to his channel, Don's Family Vacations, and we'll do that. Cruise news story number two, Carnival is cracking down on more ne'er-do-wells. We followed it over the last month. Carnival really kind of putting the kids' bumpers up at the bowling alley or the guardrails to try to help train their customer base how to act on a cruise ship. Sometimes that's what you got to do. And one of the things that they're trying to say is, look, we have a code of conduct. If you break the code of conduct, you could get put off the cruise ship. You could get fined money. You could have to pay for security. That's the one that we've been tracking, kind of related to fighting. But that's not all. There's more things going on with Carnival, and they've just updated a policy to address another group of ne'er-do-wells, and we're talking about the lounge chair saver, the chair hogs. That's what we call them. And if you're unfamiliar with what a chair hog does, they set their alarm for like 4 a.m. before everybody else is up, especially on a sea day, and they will get up at 4 a.m. when the bell rings, when their alarm rings, and they will go out to the pool deck and they will scout out the best location for leisure and lounging and sunning and funning, and they will claim the chair in that area by putting some of their stuff on it. Maybe it's a book so that you look highfalutin, or maybe it's some sort of towel, something. Maybe it's maybe your bag, something like that. Something that says to the passerby who comes by at 6 a.m. that this chair is already saved for the day. Which, there's some debate whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. If the person puts some stuff on the chair and then shows up fairly quickly, well, that's fine. But if somebody puts some stuff on the chair to hold the chair and they don't show up for hours on end, it's now the 9 o'clock hour, it's now the 10 o'clock hour, and their stuff's there, but they've never shown up, well, that's a big cruise faux pas. That's a breaking of the social contract. That's the unwritten rule. Thou shalt not save the chair longer than you should. And it's been a problem. Well, now Carnival has amended one of their policies, and they're actually going and monitoring this. They're putting these little timestamps on there, and if you're not there, they're going to move your stuff away from the chair. Now, it's always supposed to have happened this way. It seems like this tagging system might be something new, but these pictures in this description are living in the Carnival, FAQ, in the help section about your cruise. And so it looks like there's going to be not only a crackdown on the fisticuffs, but also a crackdown on the chair saving. Is the chair saver, the chair hog, the most egregious of the cruise ship offenses, or are there worse out there? Is the chair hogger worse than the person that removes their gratuities? Are they worse than the person that wears a hat in the main dining room? I'm just throwing out ones that are super flashpoints, but you get what I'm saying. Are they worse than the person that saves a seat in the theater or talks during the show? What is the most egregious? Leave a comment below. Now, I want to transition and talk about something that maybe introverts like me aren't down with on the cruise ship. But before I get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Also, this is the time right now to hit the like button. We're more than halfway through. You know whether or not you're going to like the show. Please hit the like button. And unfortunately, if you do not hit the like button, well, I will be forced to punish you. And your punishment will be this. You're going to become a seat saver. You're going to be the designated seat saver for the people that you're with. And since they can't just put their books and their towels to hold a seat there anymore, you got to get up at 3 o'clock and go sit in the deck chair until your significant other or your family or your bratty kids, until they're ready to come out to the pool. You can avoid all that. You can make your kids be the seat saver by hitting the like button, and thank you in advance. Okay, before I talk about the thing of sharing tables, that's what we're going to talk about. Let me ask this question. I went out, I got coffee this morning. I was in line at Starbucks, and when I got up to pay, they said the person in front of me paid. They paid it forward. Your order is paid for, and it's such a quandary. What do you do in the scenario where the order is paid for? Do you just pay for the next one behind you? Is that the way? Are you trying to get a chain going? Or is there some point where you're supposed to accept the kindness of others? What's the breaking point? When do you continue the chain of paying it forward, and when do you accept the blessing? I accepted the blessing. It's like, I feel like sometimes the world, works that way. You're generous in some places, and then that generosity comes to you in places that you don't expect. I kind of felt like that was the moment I was having today. That's how I felt in my spirit, and I know a lot of that has to do with spirit and stuff like that, but is there a rule of thumb out there? If somebody pays it forward, like in the Starbucks line, are you supposed to pay it forward, keep the chain going, and then eventually the right person receives the blessing? Or is there times where you go, okay, I'll just receive the blessing? I don't know. What do you do? Leave a comment below. All right. There's a conversation I've seen in cruising social media where people are debating whether or not there should be shared seating in the main dining room of cruise ships. Now, if you're uncertain how this works, for the most part, it is accepted that when you go to the main dining room, unless you make some sort of request, then you will be seated with other people. Cruise lines will manage the main dining room in a way where they can get the most people seated at the right time to get the food service completed. They only got 2 services on most of these cruise ships, a early service, a late service, maybe some sort of anytime service, but they've got to get these services completed. But they're going to want to take the 2 people, the 4 people, try to get everybody at the largest table possible for a shared dining experience, so that they can manage that instead of everybody having their own table. I can quickly tell you what we do. I always request the table for 2. I do not want to try to navigate having dinner at the same time navigating a brand new relationship. A brand new relationship with a stranger who I know nothing about. I've been in those situations before, and more times than not, the people that I'm in those situations with, it gets pretty awkward. A great example is politics. People that are passionate about their politics, well, they assume that everybody's passionate about their politics, and many times they assume they're passionate about the same set of politics. And so you'll sit down with some strangers at a table, and they'll just flim-flam, flinga-flinga about the politics, and it may be your politics, it may not be your politics, but I don't really go on cruises to talk about politics. And so for me, in mine, we don't share the table because I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to be trying to enjoy my escargot and navigate, politics. But with that said, I've heard from many people that they love it. They love getting down with the strangers on the cruise ship, making new friends, having new conversations, being uncomfortable, being comfortable. I don't know. What do you like? Do you like breaking bread with strangers, or do you like having your own private table? Leave a comment below. And let me hit you with this. I was looking through some of our old videos. There was one night where I found a box of stuff that Jenny always takes on the cruise that we never used, and I called her out on it. A little vlog, but then like at the 6-minute mark, this very awkward packing interaction. It's a pretty funny video. If you've never seen it, check this out next. This is Tony for Lido, Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.